pushing on from basic training, you go on to AIT, obviously. So you came back home before you went to AIT, or did you go straight to
No,
AIT?
no, we had graduation and family day
Mm-hmm.
at Basic, and then I stayed over like one more night, I think, at Basic, and then went the next day to AIT. Yeah, we bused to Fort Sam Houston from Fort Leonard Wood, and yeah, we were at Fort Sam Houston for 4 months for the combat medic.
And how was that?
It was better than basic training, I think. I think it's because you get a little more freedom. They trust you like a little more, not a lot, but just some, and you kind of feel like a person again. Um, it's just nice, I think, learning your actual job that you want to have in the military. Like learning medical things was really cool. It's the whole reason I enlisted was the medical experience. So it felt really nice to be at that point where I was actually learning how to do my job. And then it's such a cool job to have, honestly, like learning how to save someone in, a traumatic situation. It's pretty cool. Really rewarding for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, putting hands on someone and bringing them back from the brink is
Hmm.
about the coolest thing you can do.
Yeah, it is super cool. And I got my EMT license out of that too. So that was cool to
Yeah.
test out and get that.
So yeah, I mean that's another reason why a lot of people should join the military. It's like, I mean, they're
Hmm.
gonna give you hands-on medical training. It'll be under a stressful environment, stressful conditions, and it's not gonna be that clean like all the girls that I knew in college. Like, oh, I'm gonna be a nurse, and they're just going through and reading the books, and they go out. It's like now we're gonna stick IVs and stuff. It's like, nah, they're gonna put you under some stress in
Yeah.
the army.
I remember our IV class, it was like inside the classroom, and we would set all the mannequins up on the ground, and then they had like smoke going off in there, and then they played like on the speakers just like war sounds. Like
Hmm.
it was definitely, they turned the lights off. That was fun too.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
that
And like, figure it out.
that's the level of difficulty. How do
Yeah.
you figure it out in the dark? You
We
just
have our
follow the
little red
veins?
lights. So
Okay.
we got to start IVs with just red lights in the field and like for practice in the rooms and stuff.
All right.
I think the worst part of that is you use each other like for like practice. So
Ugh.
every day you're getting like 4 IVs started on you,
Oh, that
which
blows.
like if you don't like needles, it's kind of rough.
Yeah.
Every day you're just facing that fear, you
No
know.
kidding. Yeah, but it takes a certain mentality to want to go into that field anyway. So I think
Hmm.
they had better made peace with that
Yeah, but you're
particular
gonna have to
problem.
just be okay with it at some
Yeah.
point.
They make you just use the red lights. That way, if you start making somebody bleed, no one knows, right? Yeah.
Something's warm. No, it's not.
Yeah. I just peed my pants. That's all. But yeah, no. So you got? Was there any particularly memorable experience or funny things that happened while you were at AIT?
In AIT, I think a really cool experience was like in the field. The drill sergeant was trying to put us in a really stressful environment. We had 360 security, and I was senior medic at the time, and I got to start an IV with just red light, and I got it, and I felt super cool after that because I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's go. So that was really cool. Just a lot of funny moments at AIT because we were always doing something goofy. But one of our drill sergeants, we liked this ongoing joke of that he had a new drill sergeant hat. And so anytime we saw him, we were like, oh my gosh, like drill sergeant, I love your new hat. Like it looks so good. And then it's like raining outside. And we're like, are you going to get your new hat wet? And I think it was just so funny how aggravated he got about it. Because he was like, it's not new. I've been a drill sergeant for years. And yeah, so anytime it would rain, we're like, drill sergeant, you need to put something over your hat so it doesn't get wet. It's new. And he's like, I hate y'all. Like, no. He
That
was funny though.
that is so true. Like because at some point we live under the mercy of drill sergeants, but I got
Hmm.
to the point where I was like, I decided no, the drill sergeants are going to live at my
You
mercy.
get to the point where you want to mess with them too.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yes,
you mess with me, I'm gonna mess with you back.
absolutely. So there was our favorite drill sergeant from basic training was he was Ram, and what I would do is I'd always say I'd go up to him, I'd hit parade rest, and I'd be like, "Good morning, drill sergeant," and I'd be like, "Drill sergeant," and then he'd say, "What?"
What?
And I'd say, "Good morning, drill sergeant." And I said that every day. I'd said it every time I saw him. So
Yeah.
it was his afternoon, if it was morning, if it was evening, I said it to him all the time. And it got to the point where he finally got, he goes, "If you ever want to talk to me again, you have to do 20 push-ups for
Every
every
time.
time you speak to me." And I said, "Done." So I'd
You
go up to
just
him every
busted
day,
out
and
doors.
then I'd be like, "Drill sergeant," he'd be like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I'd be like, "Good morning, drill sergeant." And he'd be like, "Drop." And then it got to the point where I'd also wish him, when he was the one that came in and said goodnight to us,
Hmm.
I'd always say, "Good night, I love you." And he would leave, and he did this to you too when you were at
You
basic.
would leave.
What's fun about me and him is like we actually went to the same basic training company
Really?
at different times
Oh, that's crazy.
at Fort Jackson, which is huge. There are
Yeah.
tons of battalions
Don't know
there.
how you did that.
Yeah, no, and so, but I went after him, literally the cycle after him. So when
Hmm.
I got off the bus Every drill
You're like,
sergeant
"You're
knew
back."
me. Yeah, it was crazy. So I mean, I had all the drill sergeants walk up to me. He goes, "Watson," and he goes, "Are you? When you have a twin?" And I was just like, "I do," and they
I
were like,
do.
"Oh," and literally they're all like, imagine like going
They
to like
go
high school and like
crazy.
your older sibling or somebody played
Yeah.
football there. It's like, "Oh, this is so and so bird." That's what it was like. I was
bet.
like, "It's crazy." So like finally, I'd say I love you and good night after he left, and then he'd always kick that door back open. And my locker was the first locker in the base, so like I'm right there next to the door, and he'd just look in there and he'd be like, down again. So I'd always have to do push-ups right before bed too.
So funny.
That's what I like doing. Like you hold them hostage instead of
Yep.
letting them dictate the pace. Like,
They
oh,
have to be there too.
yeah,
I'm
it's
like,
like,
you have to be here just as much as I have to be here.
exactly. So that's what he did. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me, drill sergeant.
We'd run around our buildings like for PT. We'd just run a lot, and the drill sergeant, they would run the opposite way, just like on the other side, checking to make sure everyone's still running and still okay. And every time they would pass, we'd be like, "Good morning, drill sergeant. Good morning, drill sergeant." So
Yep.
like 50 times a morning, just all the laps around. So funny.
Absolutely.
It's funny to mess with them.
It's those little things that like help you get through the
It
day.
is. It keeps you going.
Because
we
it's
ordered a
fun.
flag with their face on it. Could y'all order stuff at yours?
Oh.
Yeah, so we could place Amazon orders because we were there for 4 months and they like allowed it. So we ordered
This must have been AIT.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
AIT.
Okay. Yeah. That
we
makes more
ordered
sense. Yeah.
a flag with the drill sergeant's face on it, and
That's
they have to
sick.
check you what you order. So like we would unfold it and we were like, "Here it is." It was like, oh my god,
That's
it
awesome.
was so funny.
So, yeah, AIT definitely is the more chill version of basic training. They treat you like I think
Mm-hmm.
Ivy said it the best. Like whenever we did an interview with him, he's like, "Oh, you're kind of not treated like crap the entire time because
Yeah,
you're
not as much.
you're almost a soldier. Like you're only officially a soldier whenever you get your
Like
your MOS complete when you get that done. It's like when you're at basic training, it's just like you're the Milli Vanilli of soldiers. You're almost a soldier because we don't know what your job is just yet.
Right, like you
So-
have no purpose actually yet.
And that's what sucks about being.